Good morning. Morning, Keith. Just give folks a couple of minutes here to join us. Looks like I might have sent a private link earlier. Great video on. Which video was that, Keith? They're all great, right? I'm a little biased. Which video are we talking about? Hey, good morning, Ricky. Oh, the new one? Okay. Yeah, I did. I guess you might be referring to the video on where I did, I guess, the weekly analysis. Is that what you're saying? Hey, Clinton. Morning. Okay, excellent, excellent. Yeah, I decided to do something along those lines because we always don't have the time to cover all those aspects in this session here. So I decided to do that. But excellent. I'm glad you found it helpful. All right, guys. I do have the risk disclosure up on the screen. Again, I had a little bit of a snafu when I first started the video here. It looks like I started it to start out the stream as a private stream. I didn't realize that until about 5 minutes into it. So I went ahead and created a new link here, and everybody's hopefully will find me here shortly. But in any case, the risk disclosure is up again. Market trader and myself, Ray, the coach. The information I'm providing here is to be treated as general information only. I'm not here to endorse. I'm not here to provide any sort of investment advice. We all understand that future trading does carry a fair amount of risk, and is not for every investor, and that an investor could lose potentially all or more of their initial, well, not only initial investment, but anything beyond that. Um, Only risk capital money that can be otherwise lost and not impact one's financial security should be used. And again, again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation to buy, sell futures, options, or forex. Okay. All right. Now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way here, guys, I'm going to go ahead and move into the review of the news here. All right, so I'm going to do a review of the news. We're going to go ahead and open up Financial Juice here. So we can see here that we really don't have much. We got earnings for McDonald's coming in today, but not much else. So pretty light in the way of news that should impact the markets. Obviously, we always have the 10 o'clock Eastern time that we always are aware of with respect to option expiration that we should always keep in mind and could create some volatility in the market. Good morning, Daw. Okay, dog. Sorry. All right. So let's go ahead and start looking at the markets here. So let me let's start off with the market that we normally start each session with, and that's the gold market. Okay, go ahead and start with the gold market here. We're going to go ahead and expand this as much as we can here. All right, and I'm going to turn off some of these things since we're going to be starting off with a daily chart. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off this here and this here and remove some of the drawings that we have. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and start with a daily chart. Okay. Again, just to get a feel for what the market is trying to accomplish here. Okay. So I don't know if this, let's see, I'm looking at a continuous contract here. So again, looking at a continuous contract because I want to get a kind of a macro view of the market. Okay. We're looking at this and trying to understand exactly what is the market trying to accomplish. Okay. And right now, I would say, well, we have a lot of overlapping candles here. Okay. Uh, we do have an area where, a relatively strong impulse move to the upside. Price has managed to come, within a reasonable level of this level. But now I would say that we are in a bit of a, bearish structure to the downside. We have a level here, say around 2340, maybe as low as 23. I want to say maybe 2310. Okay. That could result in some buyers stepping into the market here. Okay. Of late, we can see that the bears have been very much in control of the market. The level of bullish participation at best has been meek. Okay, has not shown any kind of strength of late here. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing. Bonjour, health. That's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily chart. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of bearish structure and a larger potential impulse move to the upside. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. All right, so similar kind of view here. We have a series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Okay, so what is someone to expect given this kind of structure? Well, I expect to see a lower low. Okay, as simple as that, right? We don't really want to overcomplicate this, right? But that's kind of the reasonable expectation I can have here based on the series of price action that I have been seeing. Now, am I open? Am I open to the possibility? Oh, okay. Let me Salo, are we on the U or the Q contract still? Are we still in Q or are we in U at this point? Or Z, I should say. Are we in Z already? Are we in December contract? Z. Okay, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and take a look at Z. Again, this is still very much the 4-hour chart. So let's as we get closer, obviously it's going to make fair amount of sense here. So, but yes, let's go ahead and cover these the way they're price wise. Okay. Yeah. So Top Step X may have not rolled over yet to the new contract. Okay. I'm going to take a quick peek at the volume here. I'll just keep it at the chart. I'm just kind of curious to see what the volume is between contracts. No, not necessarily DX Corp. It's not necessarily an issue. It depends. It depends how much volume there might still right between X and let's see. I'll tell you if it's a problem here in a minute once I take a look at the volume. But I suspect that the volume is going to be relatively similar. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So yes. So basically the Z contract right now is at 59,000. Okay. I know you guys don't. So let me show this to you guys. All right. So if you're not a familiar website, but this website is a good website to keep track of this information. Okay, so you can see here, if you guys can see my mouse, I think you can. So here we are, the Z contract. This has 59,000 contracts. We have the Q contract is still garnering 57. Is it a problem that on whether you trade the Q or the Z? At this point, I would say no. Okay, people have not 100% moved over to the Z contract at this point. Okay. So DX Corp, it isn't a problem that Top Step X still is trading the Q contract. Okay, we're getting the same amount of liquidity in the market now. Should I be considering moving to the Z contract? Absolutely, because that's going to be the front contract going forward. Okay. All right. So now that we've confirmed that, let's go back to our charts here. Okay, so Top Step is on Z. Okay, well, it makes sense. It's got the okay, excellent, perfect. Um, all right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Go back to our charts here. We're looking for our chart, and we're concluding that we're in a fair amount of structure here to the downside. Okay, as you guys know, I do like I'm a fan of the channels here, right? And I like to draw my channels here. Okay, so you can see that we are in a bearish channel to the downside in the gold market. Okay, so let's go ahead now and open up the 30-minute chart, and then we can capture some of the levels that we're going to be tracking into the session. Okay, all right. So again, we remain in this bearish channel. Okay, now, the thing that I will probably make a note of here, right? The last time we were here, okay, we sold off, okay? Now we've come back to this level and we really haven't sold off as strong as we did the last time we were at this level. We're kind of developing, it seems like a little bit of accumulation going on here at this 24.32, 24.43 level. We've even created a little bit of a a little bit of a double bottom, okay, a little bit of a double W pattern here, okay. So the channel seems to not be offering the same opportunities that it has offered to the bears in the past, okay. And if we do manage to close, say, above 24.41, we might be in the midst of maybe creating some structure here to the upside in gold. All right, so let's go ahead and capture our levels here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and locate my levels in my spreadsheet. I'm going to go ahead and remove the channel here for a second. Actually, I'm going to remove it entirely in the interest of space here. And I'm going to go ahead and paste in the levels that we'll be tracking here. Okay. So those are the levels. We have the 4-hour supply zone. This doesn't seem quite right. Oh, it's probably going to mess up all my numbers now. Okay, so these are all Q contract numbers. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and modify these since I am looking at the Z contract. Okay. So let's go back to the 4-hour chart. Okay, and take a look at the levels here. So from a 4-hour demand or supply perspective, we're probably looking at somewhere in this I don't know, 24.62 level. Okay, 24.62. We'll call it 24.63.5. Okay, as a supply zone. All right, and then okay, and then demand. Well, let's look at down below. Let's call it, maybe this is kind of a demand. Looks to me like we have a demand zone here at 2381. 2381 seems like a demand zone based on the 4-hour chart. Okay, and so we'll just capture these numbers for the Z contract. 2381, okay, is our 4-hour demand. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart again. Let's make sure we capture our little text box here. These text boxes always want to hide. All right. So let's stretch this out as much as we can here. Let's keeping these levels here. So the first order of business here is we're going to go ahead and do a fixed range volume profile here, and we're going to locate the 830 bar. Okay, we're going to drag that across to the 430 bar, and here's our value area. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and extend these lines so that I can capture the high and the low. So we have a high here at 2435.2. Okay, 2435.2. Okay, and then we have value area low here at 2427. Okay, so modify this 2427 dot, yeah, that's even. Okay, and then next thing that I'm going to capture is point of control. So this point of control number is coming in at 2431.7. 2431.7. Oops. Oh, geez. Okay. All right. All right. So that's our point of control. Now let's go ahead and start opening up our ADR levels here. So we're going to go ahead and locate our ADR tool. This. There it is. Okay, so ADR high here is 2451.8. 2451.8 is average daily range high. Okay, average daily range low is coming in at 2415.1. Average daily low at 2415.1. Let's move this up here a little bit. 2415.10. Oops. That's not what I wanted to modify. 2415.10. Okay. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and open up average session range. This looks a little bit on the low side. Okay, this looks a little better. So we have on the high side, we have 2448.6. 2448.6. As our average session range high, and then our average session range low is coming in at 2422. 2422 as our average session range low. Okay. All right. Now that we've captured our levels, let's see if I can put them in a place where it doesn't get in the way of what I want to talk about next. All right, let's move this over to the right. All right, so what to make of this market? Well, it looks like we've come down to a Looks like we've come down to point of control, okay, from Friday, and have responded away from it. Okay, so if price does manage, settlement is 2399.9, 2399.9. Okay. So we've come down to, we did come down to, I guess the upper end of an ASR high here, or ADR high, which is also point of control, and looks like we've responded away from it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up initial balance here. Let's see if I can open up initial balance. All right, so we have initial balance. So we're still in the creation of initial balance, but we're already on the upper end of initial balance. Okay, so if I do get a break above this EMA 233 and above this initial balance high, then I think the door opens up for a move back up to ADR high or ASR high. Okay, if we do get a break and close above. Now, once we reach these levels, ADR high and ASR high, there's also the possibility that we can get a reaction back down to the downside, because as you recall, when we were looking at the higher time frame, we were a bit in a range in the gold market, right? So it's reasonable for us to expect or look for potential sells up at these levels, right? ADR high and ASR high. If we don't get the break above, okay, initial balance high, then we could potentially wrap up I guess the completion of maybe a 3-bar reversal pattern, maybe to the downside, because there we still are in a bit of bearish structure. We have not yet broken any structure to the upside, right? So if we do get a little bit of a 3-bar reversal, then we could expect maybe price to continue to move lower back to this ASR low zone. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what I'm looking at in the gold market, guys. So again, we'll have to wait and see what the initial balance provides. Okay. If we do get a little bit of a 3-bar reversal up against initial balance high, then I would say that maybe we are in the midst of a potential move to the downside. If we do get a break with some momentum to the upside, then we open up the door. Yeah, settlement. Settlement is indeed inside value. Okay, Frizu. So settlement can also serve as a target, right, for price. Okay. But yes, it is indeed correct that settlement is inside value from Friday. Okay. All right. Take a look to see if there's any other question. So can't be 23.99. Settlement. Okay, so settlement is then 24.27. Sorry, my bad. 24.27.9. 24.27.9. Okay. 24.27.9. We'll check value area low. That's 24.27. So yes, it's slightly higher. Okay. All right. Hopefully that's been corrected. Okay. So these are the levels here, guys. So again, I'm going to be looking to see how this initial balance region or area closes. Okay, on this next 30-minute candle, and see if price either manages to break above it, okay, which offers up an opportunity to the upside, or whether it provides us a reversal area from initial balance high, and then maybe an opportunity back down to settlement, and maybe as low as the average session range low. Okay. All right. I think let's see. I'm just kind of taking a peek, see if hopefully I have made any other errors, guys. So I was kind of tracking Q contract numbers, so it kind of threw me off because that's still what's being asked of me from Top Step. So okay, so let's go ahead and increase the pace here a bit, And let's take a look at the crude oil. All right. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and open this up here. Okay. Again, I'm going to remove the charts, remove the indicators, or remove the drawings, I should say. Okay. And let me take a peek here before I go too far here and see where we stand from a contract perspective. Just taking a look at the volume of the contracts, guys. So bear with me. Just double confirming before I go too far further here. So so in crude oil, we should be in the U contract, okay, the September contract, okay, because that is the most volume here. So let's go ahead and adjust here. Okay, so U contract, we'll go ahead and we're in U, so we're going to go ahead and open up the daily. All right, okay, and ask ourselves the same question that we asked ourselves in the gold market. All right. So if I were to move the charts over here to the left, I'm sure everybody would be in agreement that we've made a series of lower highs and lower lows, right? Kind of, it looks actually quite similar to what we were witnessing when we were reviewing the gold market. So we had this impulse move to the upside, but since then we've developed some structure to the downside. Okay. So on the daily chart, I would have to say that we're moving a little bit bearish, okay, in the market. All right. X is U. Yes, X is U. Okay, perfect. All right, so we are in the correct contract. Perfect. Okay, now looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart, same bit of evidence here. I'm gonna have a little bit of issue here because I've captured Q numbers here. So same bit of evidence here. We have a series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay, we did manage to break some structure here to the upside, only to be met by sellers again. Okay, so we haven't really made right now. We seem to be, once we broke this, we haven't really made any new highs and we haven't made any new lows. So maybe we're starting to develop some structure here that would maybe a base for maybe some continuation moves to the upside. If that is not the case, then the expectation is that price will eventually break below this level here. Okay, if it does manage to hold here, okay, then we potentially can see price rally from this area. Again, after we've made this new high, we have not made a new high, okay, nor have we made a new low. We've been in this kind of consolidation range on the 4-hour chart, okay? 30-minute chart, okay? So we're going to have to capture our numbers here because it did capture, looks like I captured Q contract numbers based on the spreadsheet here. So let's take a look here and see what we can learn, okay? So first things first, we're going to go back to the Friday chart here, Friday time frame, and locate the start of the session. We're going to drag that to the close of the session here. Okay, there we are. Okay, and we're going to start capturing some of these numbers here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up a new text window. And the first thing that we're going to capture is the value area high. Okay, and the value area low, and point of control. All right. I do these lines to kind of, one, facilitate my ability to locate the exact price point on the right. And then eventually, if I want to do away with this little area here, or the visual of the volume profile, I have the lines there to as a reference. Okay. All right. So let's start capturing these numbers. Okay, so we have value area high here, value area high at let's say 77.54. 54 is our value area high. Okay, and our value area low is coming in at 76.62 is our value area low, and our point of control is coming in at 77.23 point of control. Okay, now next thing we're going to capture here is looks like the market just opened, like just based on the action we've been seeing in the candles here. So we're going to go ahead and open that up. We're going to open up our ADR levels to get a feel for what those are. So we have ADR high here at 78.18. Okay. 78.18 is our value area high. Not value area high, sorry. Average daily range high. Okay. Average daily range low is coming in at, what is that? 76.42 is our average daily range low. Average daily range low. Okay. And let's see, what else do we want to capture? Settlement. Okay. Settlement is coming in at 77.16. So somewhere in this range. 77.16 is our settlement price. Okay, and then the only other piece of information that remains is our average session ranges. Okay, so we have 78.09 is our average session range high. 78.09 average session range high. Okay, our average session range low is coming in at 76.57. Okay, just slightly above 76.57 is our average session range low. Okay. Let's see, what else are we missing here? Looks like we've captured most of all the numbers we care about. All right. Okay. So what to make of this market? Well, first thing is that the market has 4-hour supplies. Yes. I thought I looked a little light here. Okay, so let's look at 4-hour supplies. All right, let's see what we can make of supplies. All right, turn off some of these levels because they're interfering with my ability to arrive at that. Okay, so I'm going to say on the top end, we're going to say 78.33 is a 4-hour supply. Okay, got a little rejection away from it. 78.33. 78.33 is our 4-hour supply. Okay, and then on the demand zone, I don't know if this continues to hold or whether this area. So this is starting to look like maybe a potential 4-hour supply or demand, I should say. Let's call it 76.44. Okay. I don't know if this reaction is a result of price or is that reaction of the fact that we're in value area low. Let's go with this instead. This is a major move to the upside, so we're going to go 76.30. Okay, 76.30. Although it's an area that has not been tested yet in it with any kind of vigor. Okay, so 76.30 is our potential 4-hour demand zone. Okay, in the crude oil market. All right. All right. So let's take a look at the 30-minute chart here. All right. The 30-minute chart. We'll take a look at that and see what it's trying to tell us here. Okay. So if we look at the 30-minute chart, you can see that one, we opened up inside value, so we could potentially expect I mean, right now price is in balance. Okay, so we could expect range, kind of price action in crude oil. Okay, so the initial balance range is going to be of a little bit more importance. Okay, to see if we get any sort of initiative price action in going one way or the other. Okay, for now, I would say that you probably need to sit on your hands until we get a move along those kind of lines in the crude oil market, right? Because we are inside the value. All right. So I'm gonna wait for initial balance range to form, and then decide where the market participants want to take it. We are up against the settlement price, so that could provide an area for the market to continue to the downside. We've already gotten some structure there to the downside, and now we're coming back up to settlement price. If this doesn't hold and we get a new high, well, then it starts to open up, some higher prices, maybe as high as value area high, maybe as high as the initial balance high from Friday. Okay. So those are kind of some scenarios I'll be looking at. For me, I'm going to be sitting on my hands here in the crude oil market, waiting for this initial balance range to complete, and then decide from there, based on market participation, where I'd like to take the market. Right now, I think CL is probably a market we need to remain patient on. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look. Start looking at the equity market here. Okay, and hopefully I can speed this up here a bit so that we have this review done in time. So let's start with the NQ. Okay, let's see, which one is this? I think might be NQ. Yeah, NQ. Now these are old numbers here, so let's clean some of this up here, guys. It's actually quite busy. Remove all the drawings. Let's turn off all the indicators here for a bit. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and start off with the daily chart. Okay, daily chart again. We need to ask ourselves the question, what has the market tried to accomplish? Well, of late, it's tried to accomplish a move back lower, right? Bearish. It's been bearish of late. Okay. We have a staircase to the downside. Now, we have a developing bullish bar, and this is probably the first, if it manages to close. This is would be 2 consecutive days of bullish behavior. If you look in the past, we've only had one bullish day, and this didn't really garner any movement to the upside. So I would say that on the daily chart, we continue to look to move lower. Okay, we're in a bearish channel here to the downside. Okay, just go ahead and draw that in. Right, we got what looks like to be a bearish channel to the downside. For me to kind of change my view on this, well, one, I need to break the channel to the upside, and two, I need to get above some prior resistance in order for this my character or my view to change from bearish to bullish. Okay. All right. So that's what we're seeing on the daily chart. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart is relatively telling us this is the same thing here. Okay. So far, any attempt to close above this area has been met with sellers. Okay, so with that, do I need to be the pioneer? No, I don't. Right. So I need to continue to follow the structure that I see, and that is to the downside. Now, if price begins to break some of this structure, if we get price action to break some of this structure to the upside, then we start to consider things, right? But until then, what's this? We have an EMA. This is not my normal EMA, so I'm gonna look at this. So this is a 169 EMA, right? We're below that EMA. We're below the 233-day EMA. All indications are that we're headed lower in this market. Okay, So let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and remove the channel here for a bit. We are already responding away from this 169-day EMA. Again, it's just another EMA that I'm experimenting with. Okay, so we're seeing some reaction away from it. Okay, so again, some evidence that we want to head lower in this market. Okay, so let's go ahead and again, we're going to have the same issue we've had with the others. Oh no, did I look? I think it looks like I may have captured it correctly. All right. So let's go ahead and capture these. Okay. So these are our numbers for the NASDAQ. All right. So our supplies are way up there. Let's double confirm that these numbers are correct. Okay. First things I'm going to do is I'm going to do a fixed range volume profile here. All right. So I'm going to locate the 930 bar, drag that to the 430 bar. Okay. And we're start capture these levels here. Okay. I'm just going to double confirm that I've have the capture the correct numbers here. Okay. So first thing I'm going to capture here is value area high and double confirm whether I got the right numbers. It looks like I did indeed capture the correct numbers. Okay. Yeah, yeah, it does. It does look like a good reference level for us to use. Okay, something I'm experimenting with. Okay, but yes, we are getting a nice reaction away, and giving us a nice reference level to kind of manage our risk. Okay, all right. So we have our value area high, value area low. Let's go ahead and open up our ADR levels. Just kind of so and notice how ADR is also reacting away. Okay, so it's not only reacting away from this 169 EMA, but it's also reacting away from this ADR high level. Okay, and we have a 3-bar reversal pattern. Okay, so we have average daily range high at 19,361. Okay, average daily range low at 19,000. What is this? Yeah, 18,980. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up our session ranges here. Let's see here. Where is my? Okay, there it is. There's my session ranges, so slightly higher. Okay, so we have 389. Okay, as my 389 as my session range high. Okay. All right, and then my session range low is 19,086.25. Okay, 19,086.25. Okay, that's my new average session range low. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this one. Okay, not to confuse people with two of them. All right. Okay. All right. So what to make of this market? Well, initial balance range has not been established yet. We are above value. Okay. So and we are reversing away. So I would say that, hypo number one gives us an opportunity to come back to value area high. Okay. As a possible, kind of rangy kind of trade. Okay. Before we see any sort of reversal back to the upside. Okay, so that's one scenario, and also settlement, right? One of the two, because value area high and settlement are pretty close here. Okay, so yeah, so that's one scenario. Okay, we have a bearish trade down the value area high, and we rally higher. Okay, on the bullish side, well, I think I would like to see price maybe certainly value area high could be an area for me to go long, or settlement price. And then I also have this area here. This is average session range low. that could offer me an opportunity to and manage my risk to the upside. Okay. So those are just a few of the scenarios. Again, I'm going to be waiting for the initial balance range to kind of form. Mondays, I kind of take it a little bit slower than most days, just because the market participants are just kind of easing their way into the market, kind of evaluating what they want to do and accomplish in the market. So Mondays are one of those days that we want to kind of take it slow and evaluate what's going on here. Right. All right. Let's see. Let's if there's anything else I should be calling out here. I got my levels, gave a couple of hypos. Let's go ahead and move on to the ES market. Okay. We'll go ahead and ESU 2024. Okay, so this was kind of looking at this earlier a little bit. Okay, so daily chart. Okay, really haven't really broken. We have, I think of late we've broken some structure to the downside. Now we've come into the bottom end of the channel here. That could also offer us an opportunity to the bullish side, right? So looking at this market, really, outside of, breaking some structure here, we've come down to a level and are beginning to rally here a bit. Now, if we do manage to close below this, right? If we do manage to close below this, then we start to open up some of these levels below, right? So we start opening up this level here at 53.27, 50.91, and maybe as low as 50.49. But first things first, we need to get below this channel here, right? Right now, we're seeing a little bit of reaction, even though we are seeing a little bit of selling wicks here. We're still bullish, and we are above this channel. So I would say on the daily, I would say that we are, most recently bearish, but in a larger move to the upside. Okay. All right. I don't know, Frizu, is that your reference to Nasdaq? You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, dog. I will see. Copper is not a market I normally look at, but if we have some time here, I will take a look. Okay. So we'll come back to that here in a minute. Okay. So daily for me, still, we're making some higher highs and higher lows. Most recently, we made a couple of at least a couple of lower lows and lower highs. Okay. So let's move on to the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart, same deal. Okay, we are at the bottom end of this bullish channel, inside some structure that is indicating that it wants to head lower. Okay, we got some lower highs and lower lows here, right? So on the 4-hour chart, you're welcome, Frizu. On a 4-hour chart, we are a bit bearish. Okay, a bearish and inside a bearish channel, inside a bigger, larger bullish structure. Okay. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the 4-hour chart in the ES. Okay. 30-minute chart. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at and add my levels here. All right. So we are developing some price action to indicate that market wants to head lower, right? We have a little 3-bar reversal in play right now, taking place in the ES. I'm going to go ahead and paste my levels here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw my volume profile. I'm going to locate the 930 bar, drag that to the 1330 bar or 430 bar. Okay, here we are. Just similar to what we were seeing in the Nasdaq, price is above value here. Okay, so since it's above value, all right, we haven't technically opened. We're 2 minutes away, but looks like we are going to open above value. So value area high could provide me a location for a reversal in price. If I do manage to close back inside value, well, we could rotate all the way down to value area low. Okay, in this market. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of spot check some of my levels here. The one in particular I'm going to be taking a look at is my ASR level, because that often changes on me. So let's see, we got 5506 as our average session range high, and sure enough, it did. So 5506 is my new level. Okay, average session range high. Okay. And then we have 5451 as my average session range low. 5451, average session range low. All right, and then we'll do a peek here of ADR. ADR looks like it's reversing off of ADR as we speak. So average daily range high is also looks like we got 55. Yeah, that looks correct to me. And then let's see exactly what I was afraid of. So the average session range, okay, guys, the reason it moved is because the market just opened on me, right? These ranges are calculated per session, okay? So since the session just opened, it stands to reason that we should get an adjustment on this average session range. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust it one other time. So we got 55.43 now as my average session range high, okay? 55.43. Okay, and was my average session range low is looks like is at 54, 85, 50. 54, 85, 50 is my average session range low. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Now, we've already talked about a couple of hypos, right? We can look for a potential reversal in price away from value. If we do get a price to close back inside value, we could expect a rotation through value. This average session range low could offer us an opportunity to the long side. Okay. Right now, I would say that we need to be, we might be a little bit late, I guess, to participate in a short in this market. But again, with the market just opened a minute ago here. All right. So we still have an initial balance range. This is not correct. Initial balance range is not in London. It's New York, and it's the first hour. Okay. So no, that's not right either. What is going on? Okay, this is not 9:30, 8:30. It's 9:30. Okay. Do-do-do. Okay, a little bit better. All right. So we still have a very much developing initial balance range. So I'll again wait for that to establish. If we get some initiative price action to move to the downside here, then maybe I would like to participate in a short. I have to be wary of this average session range. If it manages to get through that, then I'm looking for an average daily range low move in the ES today. Okay. All right. I think that's kind of what I have for the major markets. Since we are already up on time, I'll take a couple of requests. I've already gotten one request to take a look at copper. Okay, and then if there's anybody else remaining in the room, I'll take some other. I'm going to forego looking at platinum and RBOB. I'll take one other request for one other market other than the ones that we've discussed. So let's go ahead and take a look again. So dog, just want to kind of color this a little bit. This is the first time, okay, that I'm going to look at the copper market. Okay, so I don't know much about it. I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to act like a metal. Okay, it's going to open around the same time as gold and silver and all these kinds of things. All right. I don't even know what the tick chart, what the tick size is for this market. So I'm going to do my best. All right. So there's going to be some details that I'm going to have to kind of lean on you a little bit to complete this review, dog. Okay. All right. Looking at the daily chart. All right. So what is the daily trying to tell us? Well, the daily is telling us we should be looking to sell it. Okay, that's what it's telling me. We are in a very strong structure that indicates that prices are looking to head lower in this market. So what I would be looking for here, well, we are in a very strong structure to the downside. What I've been looking for here is over here to the left-hand side is where in this move could price stall, right? Looks like we're about to close below or challenging $4 here, okay, in copper. Okay. If it does manage to close below $4, then we're opening up $3.87 and then maybe as low as $3.83 cents here. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing in the copper market. All right. On the daily, right? Now, if this is the daily, all right, this is so bearish on the daily. Okay. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart also quite bearish. Okay, we have a series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay, in this market, again, we're challenging a 4-hour demand level as we speak. If we do manage to close below that 4-hour demand zone, we need to look to the left to see again, like we called out here, 380, 387, I think was a level on the daily, and then maybe I can't recall exactly what the other level was, but 387 starts to come into the picture. Okay, in this market, there was an attempt to rally higher; it was rejected. Okay, sellers have stepped into the market and now are very much in control of this market. All right, 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. Okay, we're going to go ahead and expand this here a bit. Okay, and again, going to depend on dog here a little bit, but I'm assuming dog that this the open of the copper is similar to gold. Is that right? So it opens up 8:30 Eastern time. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and look at this on the Friday. Okay, and we're going to look at the 8:30 bar here. Okay, this one here. Drag that across to the 4:30 bar. Okay, so there we are. So yeah, you can see that we're well below, okay, well below value. Okay, so bears are very much in control of this market here. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly. Let's turn this off because I'm not sure how those. Let's turn this on. Okay, so we are coming into an average daily range low. Okay, so this average daily range low could offer us a nice opportunity to the upside and allow us to manage our risk. Okay, we are getting some reaction away from it. Okay, now the question is, since we've broken this, you know, we already have our established range. Do I want to step in without first witnessing some sort of initiative price action outside of an initial balance? Okay. So what I would probably wait for is a break of initial balance and then maybe, participate at IB high. Okay. Maybe for a potential long that could take me back to the highs here at 410. Okay. What's the tick size? What's the tick size dog in copper? Don't normally trade this market, so I don't know. What's so it's $12.50 a tick. Okay. So similar to what we see in say something like ES. Okay. All right. All right. So again, so that's kind of what I'm seeing. Again, it's kind of a bullish scenario. I'm going to be anxious, not anxious, but I would like to wait and see how price reacts around this initial balance range. And if we do get a close above it, then maybe I might be interested in potentially taking it long. Now, we have to remember that the higher structure is telling us lower, right? So we're looking at the lower time frames structure and is saying, well, we're starting to see some signs of bullish. Well, that's perfectly within reason, right? I would again guard against this. Okay, no worries. So again, so this is if I'm looking for a bullish trade, then I have to be my target has to be the highs here. Okay, right? You know, so that's kind of would be my target. All right. Now, if I want more bearish, well, this area here would be a nice area for me to participate in a continuation trade to the downside, right? I'm basically selling strength for a move continue to the downside. So those are kind of a couple of scenarios here. We have ADR here to the upside, well above the market. We've kind of reached ADR low to the downside. So if this is going to be an average day, it's telling us that maybe the how we say the move to the downside is going to be a bit limited, right? We've already kind of ranged out on an average already down to the bottom. Okay, so this could be an area where we either consolidate or maybe rally a bit. Okay, all right. Let's see. I think that's all I have. For the copper. So it'll be interesting for me to see how this initial balance range plays out. If we do get a break to the other side of initial balance, then again, initial balance low could offer me a location where I can participate in a bearish trade. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing right now in the copper. All right. All right. So since we are kind of over time, guys, I'm going to forego some of the other markets. I got a little bit sidetracked with these changing contracts in both crude oil and gold. So, I'm open. If there's somebody out there that really would like me to take a look at one other market, I will take a look at it. Otherwise, if there's no requests, then we'll go ahead and close the session off, and you guys can go about your day in trading. So, making a call out for any instrument that you guys want me to take a look at. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and close today's session. Okay, so that's requests going out once, going out twice, going out a third time. Okay, perfect. All right, so we'll close the session with copper. So I'm gonna, I'll keep an eye out. I guess I'm gonna kind of maybe paper trade this since I haven't traded this and see how well it reacts off this ADR level dog. Okay, so and then report back on how well that went. All right, guys. So trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. Have a great day, guys, in trading, and I'll see you guys in group coaching later this afternoon. Until then,